We can talk about it in the administration committee, but at this point, I mean, you've got a Missouri Senate that has consistently reduced its budget and the amount it takes from taxpayers to run this place, and I don't know that people are willing to change that and start putting some of this stuff on taxpayers' bills.
The big question out there, and it's the question that the auditor raised, it creates the appearance of a conflict of interest when lobbyists who have issues before this General Assembly are solicited to make contributions to the very same chamber.
Well, certainly, you know, in the process, I mean, it's never related to, you know, an issue that's in front of us, and when they pay for the meals for the organization, you know, when they work late nights, it's, you know, they put it into the fund early, and it's not for the meal that's actually taking place while certain legislation is being debated. But, you know, I think we look at you know, do you go back and ask the taxpayers to fund that, given the challenges we have, and you take money away from, you know, education, mental health, and those kind of things to do it. And you know, if the administration committee chooses to go that route, then certainly we will look at that. But I don't see any indication at this point.
You're comfortable with this system?
Well, you know, I think there's always opportunities to look at it. You know, state auditor has you know, made her recommendations. I think we'll go back and address it and discuss it, and you know, I'm not foreboding any or precluding any changes being made to that, but I don't foresee that at this point. But we will discuss it.
As we saw just now, there was no action taken in this veto session, as you said was going to happen. What issues that didn't get done this year do you expect to become prominent issues in 2010? Well,
you know, obviously, if you're looking ahead to 2010, I mean, budget is going to dominate the entire discussion. I mean, we continue to see revenue pictures drop, and that's going to be a challenge for us. You know, I think after that, go back and continue to look at job creation. Are there things we can do around economic development? Are there tools in the toolbox that we're missing that other states are using right now? I think that's a piece. And then the other thing that, you know, we're in a wait and see mode right now, but it's certainly related to healthcare. You know, we just don't know what the federal government's going to do to us or for us when it comes to healthcare reform, and how does the state react to that? And so those would be certainly some of the big pieces that we'll look at.
Do you think it's going to be harder for the budget to get balanced because the stimulus and stabilization money seems to have dried up or already been spent?
Well, you know, we held back money in the stabilization fund last year to spend this year, and I think, you know, the question is, you know, the burn rate on that money that we saved is pretty high right now, and I just don't know how far it'll take us. So I mean, that's going to be the big question. You know, we may see, you know, starting, you know, we're in the first fiscal quarter right now, going into the second, maybe something will start to improve, but we haven't seen it yet.
Any other issues besides health care or the budget or anything that you see emerging?
Well, those would be the dominant ones, and that and economic development, you know, new tools. So.
The Medicaid charges, I don't know this, the Medicaid expansion